welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another pen for, I want to say unboxing and review, but it just only arrived in bubble wrap and a little bit of cellophane. So technically it's not really an unboxing, I would say, but this is very reminiscent of an Majohn 360. And this is actually not an Majohn 360, it is, as you'll see here, a Moonman, or in Western terms, a Majohn. So this is the Majohn 360, and this looks pretty close, if not identical, to that of an Majohn 360. Now, I do have an Majohn 360. I have it in an opaque cotton resin in a grey. And you can see next to that, this pen is identical in dimensions. I'm pretty sure that Majohn, or Moonman, actually managed to get their hands on one of these, disassemble it, and just make a mold out of it. Even down to the clip. The clip is identical, the Greek keyband. The only difference, though, is on this one is that you do have another band here, and you do not have it on the Majohn. They are both piston filling pens as well. So I'll show you this in a little bit more detail here, but this really is an interesting pen. It is triangular in shape that you can see here, and I do like that. And I do like my Majohn 360. But the Majohn 360 and also the Majohn V60 may not be for everyone, because it does not only have a triangular design here, but if I remove the clip, you can't unscrew it, you just have to push. You'll find that it does also, like the Majohn 360, have a triangular grip. And depending on how you hold the pen, it may or may not be that comfortable. And I would do a tripod grip here, but more recently I do this, and I actually rest my middle finger under there, and I'm starting to feel a little bit of difference. It does feel a little bit different compared to an Majohn 360, although it looks fairly identical. But it's made almost identical. You've got this translucent material here that you can see. This is the red one. I've got a cotton grey as well, and it also has a piston mechanism. And you'll see that this piston is moving down to the base and then moving back up. On the Majohn 360 was plastic, and this is got quite a bit of metal in it there. Although the rod itself, it looks as though it may be plastic. I've not tried to disassemble this pen, and I probably won't do, because I know the Majohn 360s were really difficult to get back together again. The only other thing that I do notice, which, I say notice, it's not there, is on an Majohn 360, you have a little metal pin in here that holds this piston knob on, whereas on the Majohn V60 you do not. So I think it looks as though it's all glued into place. To be honest, I never really liked that metal pin in a lot of the Majohns. It always looked as though it may have been repaired, even though it wasn't. But this is an interesting pen for the price as well. And you can get these online at AliExpress. You can get them on Etsy. I wasn't going to buy one of these. I saw that they came out with the opaque colours, and although I was tempted to getting a white or a yellow, I decided not to. But then when they came out with these translucent colours, I decided that I really should try and get one, or two, or maybe three. You can see in the size of my hand here that it is actually a decent size. We'll do a size check in a moment. Can you post the cap? You can. It will post onto the piston knob, so you do need to be a little bit careful, because it will twist, and if you were to pull that, you might snap that off. It's not something I would do. I always say this, I don't normally post my caps, but you can see here it's a decent size in my hand. The major difference between this and an Majohn 360 not only is the price, but also you get a steel Moonman nib there, and That's the major difference. I got this in a medium. Actually, I got all of I got 3 of these in different colours, and I got all of them in a medium nib. But it is fairly comfortable to hold for me. But I know a lot of people can't hold a Lamy Safari or a Lamy All-Star because of the way the grip is. And this is going to be the same because it is a triangular grip that you can see there. So you do have to sort of be able to hold it in a certain way. Some people say it actually trains you to hold a pen properly, but I'm not so sure that is the case. Everybody will hold a pen differently. But this is an interesting pen. So I think with that, let's do a size check, we'll do a weight check, we'll do a pen comparison, and then we'll do a writing sample. So the full length of the pen, we are looking at about 150 millimeters in length. The length of the cap, we're looking about 67 millimeters in length. And if I take the cap off, being a triangular design, it's not going to roll. The full length of the body to the tip of the tines is about 130, maybe 133 millimeters in length. So it is certainly a oversized pen for me. I love this color, and when I was buying these, I wanted to buy on AliExpress, but they didn't have the smoke grey, so I had to buy the smoke grey on Etsy, and then I bought the red, which is this one, and then the brown translucent on AliExpress. And I have to say, I do like this color. It really is quite striking. Now, obviously, this is a complete clone of an Omas 360 in most of the ways. The main difference being is the piston, the nib, and also it's also missing another band here. But I think Moonman or Majohn probably just managed to get hold of an old Omas 360 and literally just duplicate everything out of it, or almost everything, except for maybe also the pin that would normally hold the knob on. This is glued in place. So I think with that, let's do a weight check. So the full weight of the pen uninked, we're looking at just under 28 grams in weight. The weight of the cap, we are looking at just under 10 grams. And the weight of the body, we are looking at just over 18 grams in weight. So it's not a heavy pen. It's not a super light pen, but it is a decent weight, I think. What we will do is we will ink this up, and I'm just trying to think what ink I'm going to put in that. I kind of thinking maybe, I was going to say Diamine Poppy Red, but I'm struggling to actually see the bottle. I might actually put something else in there. Let's have a look. So actually I will actually ink it up with Diamine Poppy Red. This could be an interesting one. So I will move this piston all the way down to the base, and then I will fill this up. Now I'm going to have to tilt this bottle a little bit because I'm down to about half a bottle of ink. So there you go. I'm just going to get a towel and wipe off that section and nib. And we'll put the cap back on the bottle. So you can now see that this pen is inked up. So from left to right, we have a Conway Stewart Chatworth, we have an Anoto, and this is University of Oxford Vermeil. We have a Visconti Opera Master Savannah. We have a Visconti Opera Master Tobacco. We have a Visconti Opera Master Antarctica. We have a Majohn V60 in translucent red. We have a Visconti Leonardo da Vinci Machina. a Montegrappa, Game of Thrones, Winter is Here, a Visconti, Last Templar, Jacques de Molay, and a Mont Blanc Writer's Edition, Jane Austen. So I think let's now go and do a writing sample. So this is the Majohn V60, and it is a medium and it is a steel nib. And I'm finding that this nib is actually writing quite well. It is smooth, maybe with a little bit of hint of feedback. The ink in here today is Diamine Poppy Red, as you saw me inking it up with. And if I do some vertical lines, I'm definitely getting a Western medium out of this. It is a steel nib, so if I try to push it a bit more, I'm getting maybe closer to a broad. So I'm getting a little bit of line variation out of this, but if I continue the vertical lines, there's no hard starts or skips, so this nib is pretty well tuned. Now, I do typically find that the Majohns can be a little bit of a dry writer. This is a lubricated ink Diamine Poppy Red, so we'll just see how this performs. And we'll do a cross stroke here. Yeah, this nib is actually pretty well tuned. Maybe the tines are slightly tighter, which is causing the horizontal pass there to be a little bit less wet. What do I like? What do I not like about this pen? Well, I do like the Majohn V60. I have got an Majohn V60, as I've shown you. This is a interesting homage, or dare I say copy. Majohns have long shut their doors about a decade ago now. And some of the team, Luca and his wife, and created Scribo, and they've been making other pens as well. They haven't actually created a 360. They've been actually focused on looking at new design pens and models. It's interesting. I've wanted some more Majohn V60s in my collection. I've not really been keen on the opaque ones, so I wanted translucent ones, and this to me ticks at least ticks that box. What do I dislike about the pen? Well, I would say that the steel nib, although this nib writes very well, I would prefer a gold nib in it. However, for the price, you're obviously not going to get a gold nib. It's actually a decent price, I think, for the pen. You can get it for around 50, 60 bucks. In some places cheaper than that. If you look online, you can get them on Etsy. You can get them on AliExpress as well. I've not seen them yet on Amazon, but it wouldn't surprise me if they start showing up on Amazon. So there you have it. That's my unboxing review of the Majohn V60 in a medium steel nib. And this is the translucent red. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye-bye.